So this isn't going to be the best battle video, but I've been playing for the last 3 hours, and I have yet to have a good game. I either have people conceding to me, just giving up. I think there were a few timeouts, or they just had terrible draws, and nothing really happened. But I am going to try and get some more battle videos up, so this is kind of the best one that I have. The deck that I'm playing against is Flareon. Basically how it works is you use battle compressors to get a lot of Pokemon in your discard pile, and then you just run through them with Flareon, doing insane amounts of damage. There's other cards in, like Slurpuff that helps with draw, Leafeon, which does damage based on the number of energy your opponent has attached. So there are other ways for it to attack. Looks like he got the Audino start, which is unfortunate. Audino, its ability Busybody, when it's in your hand, you can reveal it and you discard it, so it's getting it in the discard pile, but it also removes 10 damage, and I think it heals the special condition as well. Now we see him use a battle compressor on his first turn, and we see him throw an egg, I think a Juniper, which makes me think that he's got like a VS Seeker in his hand, he just doesn't have a supporter, and forget what else. We see him Ultra Ball for a Flareon, and we're going to see him pretty much immediately say something about misclicking. Because it's very odd to do it with a Flareon, thought we probably were going to be seeing an Eevee right there. And yeah, there he goes, he says he misclicked. Checking out his discard, and yeah, so it was a Swirlix or a Slurpuff, one of the two that he threw in earlier with the battle compressor, and then he just Ultra Balled away a couple more Pokemon. So he's already got, 4 in the discard pile, so, forget what Flareon's base is. It's like, I forget its base is like 20 maybe, and then it does 10 more for each Pokemon in the discard pile, something like that. So we see another battle compressor, and now it's not that uncommon for Flareon decks, and pretty much any deck that uses battle compressor, to be able to go through a few, like Night March, a few battle compressor on the first turn or during one turn. But if I remember right, he actually uses 3 battle compressor on his first turn. Now, the cool thing about me starting off with a lone Wobbuffet, and my hand's okay, I could definitely work with it, is that its ability prevents other abilities from happening unless they're a psychic Pokemon. So we see his Eevee go onto the bench, and its ability, something energy evolution. Basically, you attach an energy to it, a basic energy, and so he attaches the grass energy. Now, that grass energy would usually allow him to search his deck for a grass-type evolution, Leafeon, and go ahead and automatically evolve it. And sorry for the noise in the background. For whatever reason, one of the cats is deciding to paw at the blinds right now. Anyways, so I don't know if he realized it or not when he attached it, or maybe he's just getting ready, but because of Wobbuffet being in the active position, and the ability does say that it has to be active for it to happen, means that Eevee's ability does not work. So here we think, yeah, is this the other battle compressor? I feel like there were 3 in his first turn. So we see a Silver Bangle, another battle compressor, and a Jirachi, so that should be all of his battle compressors. We see a Bike for a Deoxys, and he passes. Immediately going to put out my Dimension Valley, attach an energy. We're going to Ultra Ball away, Super Scoop Up, and an N, since I have another N in my hand, for a Zubat, and we will end. And I'm not going to be doing much on turn 1. The way Crobat decks work are, you're putting on damage with Golbat's and Crobat's ability, and then using that to power up Wobbuffet and make him a lot stronger. When Wobbuffet's just attacking by himself, he doesn't really have that much. And unfortunately, I didn't really I didn't end myself into that great a hand. Pokemon Fan Club is something you'd kind of rather see on the first turn. If I had a Golbat, a couple Golbats in hand or something like that, Pokemon Fan Club would be great right now, but really just not liking it. Now we see a DCE go on to the Eevee in the back. That likely means that he's getting it set up for a Flareon. We also see a Swirlix, which evolves into Slurpuff, which lets him draw one more card. Now he's already, if I remember, or if I saw it right, he used 3 Battle Compressors on his first turn. So that's already 9 cards out of the deck that are in his discard pile. He's Bite, he's Ultra Balled, so he's going through a lot of cards very, very fast. We see another Eevee go down and a VS Seeker for a Juniper, so he's burning through even more. And that's essentially what Flareon and Night March, that those decks are kind of in the same basic strategy. Pokemon in the discard pile to power up your attackers. And he's going through them very, very fast. He's only got probably, 20-something cards left in his deck, and it's turn 2. And we'll see later where that really comes back to bite him. Now he attaches a Bengal. I'm guessing he's maybe thinking that maybe I run like a Tech Mewtwo or something like that. I don't believe this version of Crobat actually runs anything but Wobbuffets and Crobats. Keeps it nice and simple, no EXs, so those silver Bengals are pretty much useless. Now, we see that I top decked an N, so very happy about that. We're going to go ahead and get a Golbat with this Ultra Ball, so that I'm doing a little bit more damage to Audino. If we can get another Golbat, we'll be able to one-shot the Audino, but the Audino is really not a threat. It's just kind of something that he unfortunately started off with. Well, I don't need to attach the second Psychic Energy because of Dimension Valley. Since I see that he's running Training Center, I'm attaching it just because. And I typically find when I play this deck that I don't really have energy problems since I'm usually always utilizing Dimension Valley. I think this version of the deck runs 4 copies. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to hit that second Golbat, so I can't take out the Audino this turn. I put him up to 70, leaving him, I think he's only got HP of 90, so it leaves him 10 shy. Now we see a Floatstone, so he's going to run back to the bench, and we're going to see if he can come up with a Flareon for this turn. With so many Pokemon in his discard pile, he's already going to be hitting for over 100, easily one-shotting anything of mine, so this might make the game very interesting. And we're just kind of waiting to see what he does. Flareon is a Plasma Pokemon, which is why he has Deoxys on the bench. It adds 10 more damage to all of Flareon's attacks, just helping it out a little bit more. And there we see the Ultra Ball with throws away a Grass Energy, and I think a Lysander's Trump card. He's going to be wanting that back at some point, because he's already used, I think, 2 VS Seekers. Most decks run just 2 or 3. So we see the Flareon come out, and let's see exactly how much he's going to be hitting me for. Anytime now. Guess has he played a supporter for the turn, maybe? Yep, that Trump card is already in the discard pile. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. 10 Pokemon in the discard pile. I think it's got a base of 20, so he's doing 120, 130 with that Deoxys. He throws out my Dimension Valley, puts out his Training Center, which gives him more HP. It gives my Golbats and Crobats more HP too, but you're usually not attacking with Crobats unless you need to snipe something on the bench, which is why I'm really not concerned about that Audino sitting back there. I know I can snipe it at any time. Now, right now, I'm checking all of his tools because I do have the Megaphone in hand. Bangles aren't going to do anything to me, and I'm really not concerned about the Floatstones on those low HP Pokemon. I have a lot of supporters in my hand, and I really don't want to throw them out and risk dead drawing, so I'm just going to throw out the Megaphone and I think a second Juniper, and go ahead and get this Golbat. We'll go ahead and do the 20 to the active Flareon. Now, we do have another Flareon on the bench, but taking out at least one of them, if I can one-shot him right back, that's going to be huge. Ooh, big draw there. So we put out the Dimension Valley to get rid of his Training Center. More importantly, meaning that if I can get an energy, I can still attack this turn. Now, unfortunately, I have to use my computer search to get the energy. There's, unfortunately, and on a Colress of 8 that I didn't hit a single energy, It's pretty sad, but regardless, computer searching for the energy. I do play a trump card, so I can always get it back. That's Trump card is honestly one of my favorite cards in the format right now, just because you can go a little crazy on your resources with berries. You know, if they enhance, hammer away all of your rainbow energy, it's not a dead game. You can throw them all right back in, and it'll take some digging, but like I said, you're not dead. Yeah, so you can see I one-shot the Flareon right back. Now, unfortunately, that's going to be a little more difficult this time around. I have the Crobat in hand, and a little bit of a spoiler alert, I believe the two other Golbats are prized. But as you can see, is that another Juniper? He just Junipered away the last of his deck. Or he used Slurpuff or something. Regardless, he just drew the last of his deck. And I don't even realize it at this point, because we're only on, turn 3? He easily one-shots my Flareon right back. But unless I end him, and he's only got 5 cards left, or I trump card him, he loses the next turn. And like you can see, I don't even realize that he doesn't have a deck left. And that is the danger with the Flareon and Night March decks. You run through everything so fast, you really have to be careful how fast you're going, and are you pacing yourself enough that where you still have the damage output to take out your opponent before you deck out. And yeah, as you can see, I am out of Golbats, but as I'm going to win by the, he can't draw a card condition anyways, it doesn't matter. And right now I think I'm just, going back to retreat, or I could even skill dive right now and take off the Audino. Like I said, this wasn't the greatest battle video. Unfortunately, like I said, it was the best after several hours of trying to get a good video. And I just, at this point, I'm a little frustrated, and I would like to go to bed for the night and just let this video go out. But I think it does show just the essentials of how the Crobat deck works, which has won several cities, as well as Flareon, which has also won several cities. We're coming up on regionals, a lot of people playtesting out there, and both of these decks are fairly cheap to build as far as, the cards in them are not that expensive. So if you're if you're trying to build a deck on a budget, these are 2 to check out. Thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully next time I'll have a much better battle video for you.